Reverse words in string 2 is subscription based, so it is one of the most asked question in technical interviews, which is not that complex, right? Yeah, we solved this. Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are going to solve 3 problems using the same 2 pointers technique. Okay, these 3 problems are around same category, reverse words in a string. So we'll start from the easiest one, and then progressively we will move to little bit complex problems. Okay, so we'll start with reverse words in string 3, 557. Then we will move to reverse words in a string 2. Then we will move to reverse words in a string Leetcode problem 151. So coming back to this problem again, reverse words in a string Leetcode 557. We are given a sentence and we have to reverse each word and finally return the sentence. Okay. One approach to solve this problem is splitting the string by space and then reverse each word and then concatenate them again and return that. But let's say we are not allowed to use split method, then we can then this is how we will do. Okay, so that's the solution that I'm going to write here. Okay, you might be already aware of how to reverse a string using 2 pointers, like swapping the characters from the extreme ends and converge towards the middle. This is also called mirror reverse approach. Okay, for this problem we definitely need a reverse method. So let's write the reverse method. Void reverse. It will take a character array, so character array string, and we will take the first and the last index of the string. So int I, int j. Okay, now start a for loop for I less than j, I plus plus and j minus minus. So we are starting from this 2 extreme. Okay, I starts from the beginning and j starts from the end, and then we swap the characters. So char temp equal to stri, stri equal to strj, and then strj equal to temp, and we are done with the reverse method. Okay, good. Now we will use this reverse method in our reverse words problem. Okay, we'll do some sanity check. If s equal to null or s dot length equal to 0, then we'll just return this. Okay, yeah. Now we'll start a while loop and we'll reverse each word, right? And we are going to call this reverse method that we have written here. Yeah, for that we need the array, right? So we'll convert that string to array first. So which is char str equal to s dot to char array. Now let's take 2 pointers, int I equal to 0, int j equal to 0, start a while loop, continue this while loop until we reach the end of the string str length. Good. Now when we encounter a space character, that means we are done with a word and we want to call our reverse method, right? So how can we do that? If str of j equal to space character, then what we want to do? We want to call this reverse method, right? We want to pass this str string, which is our character array, and then I forgot to mention that. So I is the slow pointer and j is the fast pointer. Okay, so j will be moving always forward, okay, and I will always be behind. Okay, and then j minus 1. Okay, why minus 1? Because right now we are at space and minus 1 is the actually end of the word, right? Now once we are done with the word, we want to move the I pointer to the next character of j, right? J is space right now. J, we are at space right now, so we can easily move the I to the j plus 1. Okay, so let's do that. I equal to j plus 1, right? Now for the while loop, we just have to increment the j pointer. Irrespective of inside or outside of if, we want to move the j pointer, right? So let's move the j pointer. Okay, give some space here. Good. Okay, now are we done here? If we see this input, the last character is not space. Okay, so for the last word, this solution will not work. We still will be left with the last word to reverse. Okay, so how can we solve that? Is we can add one more case here. If j equal to str length, we still want to do our reverse, right? So in that case, while will be less than equal to. Okay, yeah, finally return new string, pass our character array. Okay, let's now run the code. Cool, accepted. Let's now submit this. Nice, we are done with this program. Yep, time is O of n and the space is O of 1. This says 59%, but I think this should not be 59%. This is for sure. Maybe I can try again. This is definitely the best solution that anyone would attempt. Maybe I can try it again. Let's see. Sometimes Leetcode, if you write some comment or give some space, it takes a little more time. Maybe some extra check we can remove, and let's see how it looks now. Let's see, submit. This is good, you see. So sometimes Leetcode is crazy, man. Okay, that's a valid check. You should do it in the interview unless and until the interviewer tell you that okay, the string that you will be getting is always filled. Okay, you will never get a null or a zero length string that is mentioned in the interview. You should always do that check. Okay, good. Now let's move to the second problem.
Yeah.
Okay,
I don't have a paid subscription to Leetcode, but I have the problem with me. Okay, I have the question with me. This is the same problem. The only change here is reverse the string word by word. Yeah, I'm going to use a different platform here. This is called Pram. I'm not affiliated with Pram, but I want to tell that this is a very good platform for candidates who are preparing for coding interviews. In this platform, actually, you will find a chance to get interviewed and take interviews with random candidates from all over the world. There are around 60 to 65 problems, which covers almost all types of problems that you will see in a coding interview. This platform not only helps you in solving problems within a stipulated time, but also it will help you in improving your communication skill. Okay, you can try this. I think in India there is this interview bit also. They have started this kind of platform. So yeah, either of that, anything you can try. Moving on, let's try to solve these reverse words in a string too.
Let me show you how can we solve this problem by introducing a little bit of code into the solution that we have done recently. Okay, so let's say we have AB and CD. Yeah, so let's say we have this particular string ABCD. So let's see this first. How does it look? ABCD. Yeah, so if you see this, when we use the same logic, ABCD becomes BADC, right? So each word is reversed here. So for this particular problem, we want to reverse the string word by word, right? The result should be CDAB, right? But if you see this output BADC, if we just reverse it again, we get the CDAB, right? So we just have to, after the while loop, reverse again. Let's do that and see it again, okay? I'll call this reverse again here with 0 and str length minus 1, right? Run. See? Yeah, don't look at the wrong answer, okay? Because we are trying to solve the next problem here using the same concept that we learned here, right? If you see this ABCD, what we wanted? We wanted CDAB, and which is what we are getting. You can do the reverse even before the while loop, okay? And you will still get the same solution. You can run this and we can see that. See,
ABCD CDAB, right? Cool. I'll remove this from here. Okay. Yeah, we definitely want proof. So let me solve that. You can see this is how the PRAM platform looks. So you will be given with the question, and the interviewer will be able to see the hints and answer. Okay, not you. This is the exact same problem from Leetcode. You will have the option to choose all the programming languages. Okay, but yeah, this is how it looks, and you can run the code and you can run the test. Okay, so I'll just use the same code here from, I'll just copy from here. So we'll just copy, we'll not waste time in typing again. I'll just show you this works. Let's do this. This is a static method, so we have to say static here. Okay, and we have to use this here, and this one, we'll copy this here. Okay, good, we copied it. We'll do some sanity check. As I said earlier, ARR equal to null, or ARR dot length equal to 0. Then we want to return ARR, right? Because we are dealing with ARR here, so let's just replace str with ARR, and yeah, this is good, this is reverse. Yeah, and we want to call this reverse again, right? As I said, we can call it anywhere we want, so I'll call it here. Okay, so ARR and 0 and ARR length -1, right? Yep. Let's now run the code. This will compile our code. Okay, good, it's compiled. Now let's run the test. Good, see, it passed. Okay, and you can see the hint. This is exactly the same solution. I mean, this is just explaining. Okay, so when you are taking someone's interview, this is the hint that you will see. Sometimes you might not be knowing the solution, but this hint will give you some idea about like how can you solve this problem, and you can share this hint with your partner. Okay, the answers are usually given in Python program. Yeah, you can see this, but this is a little different than we did, but almost same. I am able to see this problem because I have already appeared this test with someone. You might not be able to see when you just log into PRAM. Okay, the only way to see a question is to participate in an interview with someone. Okay, and this is free again. Okay, this is something that I learned. I got to know when I came to US. So I'm just like sharing here. That might be helpful for you. Now let's move to the last and final problem for this session. Okay, reverse words in a string is a little bit overwhelming, a little bit of complex problem, I will say, because you have to deal with a lot of different things here. We have to be very, very cautious while dealing with indexes here, edge cases here. So yeah, so let's do that. Okay, that's good. But the difference between the last problem and this problem is we have a lot of empty space that we have to deal with. There might be a lot of spaces in the string. We have to ignore that space. So that is the only extra thing that we need to take care here. Okay, so I'm going to copy the same solution that we have used so far, and we'll try to remove this leading, trailing spaces, and also we'll try to remove the spaces in between. Okay, this is definitely a little bit tricky. Okay, but we will try to use the exact same solution without much of modification. Okay, that's the whole idea. Okay, that is called progressive learning, right? We are solving a complex problem using the same approach that we have learned so far, right? That's my idea for this particular session. So let's copy this code. Good. We have copied the reverse method. We'll copy this code also. Go here, paste it here. We also have to call this reverse method again, right? So that's what we will do here. We'll just reverse this also, but the reverse will be 0 and s dot length -1, right? Okay, good. Let's tackle this problem one by one. Let's remove the leading spaces first. Let's take a variable called start, int start, initialize to 0. Take another variable and equal to str dot length minus 1. Okay. Now let's start a while loop and start less than equal to and str start equal to space, then we want to skip that, right? So start plus plus. Okay, good. Now let's do the same thing for the trailing spaces. Okay, so we'll say while start less than equal to and then if end character is space, then continue doing this, but end minus minus. From the end of the string we are moving towards the start of the string. Okay, it might so happen that the string has only space character and the start is already at the end, then we will not be doing this while loop again. So yeah, this will take care of that. So okay, good, we have taken care of the trailing space also. After these two steps, we have a string which has spaces in between. So leading and trailing spaces are gone. So we should reverse that particular string, right? So let's do that. Okay, start and this should be end. Okay, we have fixed this. Now I and j should start from the start, right? Okay, how will I say that? Okay, initialized. Okay, now we will do I equal to start and j equal to start, right? Okay, good. Because we are starting from the start position, right? Start and end is the window for us. We are good so far. Let's do a little bit of space so that we can write our code properly. We have removed the leading and trailing space. Now let's try to remove this space in between. Okay, so if you see this if block, what we are doing here, we have encountered a word here and we are reversing here, right? Which means, yeah, we have encountered the first space character. Okay, and there might be a possibility that there will be many number of space characters. So now let's skip that. So we'll use the same technique while strj equal to space, then skip it. Now after this while loop, we have a character which is not space character, right? And we want to process the next character, right? Now because we have j++ here, which means if we leap from here, we will skip another character which is not a space. So to avoid that, we will just do j minus minus, or we can say j equal to j minus 1. So one character will move back so that this j++ will take care of, going to the next character. Okay, so we have handled that case. Good. Now we have to think about one aspect which we have not considered yet. Okay, if we are going to remove the characters in between string, the final length of the string is going to be shorter, right? So we are actually shrinking the string. Okay, I think there is a Leetcode problem to shrink the string. Somewhere I have seen that, but yeah. So right here, what we are going to do, we are going to add a small technique where we will be shrinking the string, where we will be actually ignoring the space character and we are going to copy the non-space character in place. Okay, to be able to shrink the string, we need to use another pointer, right? We don't want to actually play with I and j, rather we want to use another pointer which will be used as a marker. That marker will use to copy the character from j. Okay, so if there are spaces, we will not copy that, but when there is a character which is not a space, we'll copy that using the mark pointer. Okay, and in this process we will be actually accumulating the characters towards the left side of the string. Okay, so let's use that. I'll say int mark equal to start. Mark will also be initialized from start. Okay, now in this while loop we'll say if strj not equal to space, we want to copy that using mark, str mark equal to strj, right? And then we will increase the mark pointer. Yeah, we are only copying the non-space character here. Okay, incrementing j is already taken care, so we don't have to increment that here. Okay, looks good. We are just missing one step here. Whenever we are encountering a word, we have to copy one space character, right? So we can say str mark equal to space here, right? And we can increment the mark pointer, right? This is good. Okay, right here what we did actually, we copied this space, but this is nothing but your strj space, right? So instead of I equal to j plus 1, we can also write I equal to mark now, right? We can get rid of this. Okay, good. And reverse should be called with I and mark minus 1, right? We'll be using the mark pointer to reverse this string because j is actually far ahead of mark, right? Okay, good. Now we also have to change this str length to end and this str length to end, right? Because we are going till end pointer, which we have updated by removing the trailing spaces, right? Good. Yeah, skipping this space character and all this makes sense when you are inside the string, not when we are outside the boundary of the string, right? So to skip that, what we can do after the reverse, we can check if j equal to end, then break. Okay, when you look at this code as a whole, it looks very complicated, but you see this, like how did I approach? I took the same exact solution. I'm incrementally adding the edge cases, like which is coming to my mind, right? So that's how I think in a real interview, when you don't have the solution, you can approach like this. Okay, so let me reiterate again what we did here. Yeah, right here we are skipping the extra space character inside the string. We have skipped the leading space character. We have skipped the trailing space character. We have copied only the non-space character here. Okay, we came out of the loop when we are outside the boundary. Okay, that's what we did, right? And here we just have to add one space character to separate each word, right? Now we'll return the string which is starting from start of length mark minus start, right? I hope it compiles. Let's see. This is good. Okay, now run some test cases here. Hello world. Run code. Okay, this is also accepted. This is good. And the final example, run. Okay, run code. Cool, nice. Now let's submit. Nice. But don't go by this. This is the accepted solution. Okay, we can go to these details and we can see how a 100% code looks like. Let me click this. Okay, so see this, using a string builder, also using last index of and using append method. Finally using trim also. Yeah, the solution that we have actually discussed so far all are in place solution. Okay, and I think most of the interviewer like to see the in place solution rather than this.
Thanks guys, thanks for watching. See you next time. In this session we have actually used 2 pointers again. See, right? We have used one concept, one particular concept, same concept we used in all these 3 problems and solved it. We did not modify that particular solution. Okay, rather we have added, incrementally we have added small piece of code to solve very similar and little bit complex. When you know how to solve one particular problem, try to stick to the same approach while solving similar problem. Okay, it is not a bad idea to solve the same problem in many different ways, but I think mastering in one technique will help you a lot in interviews. Stick to one approach, like this, you can say that this is my style. Okay, you can. So in that way, you will not be in a spot in the interview because you have mastered that particular process, right? So I think this is my approach. Okay, fine. Forget it. So if you don't like it, forget it. Okay, that's okay.